In the age before heroes, when nymphs danced through sacred groves and gods whispered in the wind, there lived a giant unlike any other. His name was Argus Panoptes. Panoptes, meaning all-seeing. For Argus did not have 2 eyes, nor 4, but 100 scattered across his body like stars on the skin of night. According to most sources, Argus was the son of Aristor, but other ancient writers offer different accounts. Asclepiades said Argus was the son of Inachus, the river god of Argos. Cercops claimed he was the son of Argus and Ismene, the daughter of the river Aesopus. Acusilus described him as earthborn, a child of Gaia, the earth herself. In some other versions, Argus is even said to be Mycenaean in origin, possibly a primordial giant whose many eyes inspired the epithet Panoptes. Whichever version you follow, all sources agree on one thing: Argus did not crave glory. He was not a monster nor a fool. He was a guardian, a silent sentinel to the gods, a living tower of sight and silence. With 100 eyes across his body, Argus could keep watch in every direction. When some eyes slept, others stayed open. He was made to never stop watching. Before he became a guardian, Argus walked the lands of Greece, righting strange wrongs in his own quiet way. Once, a terrible bull rampaged through the city of Arcadia, a fire-eyed beast summoned by divine wrath. Argus chased it, caught it, and killed it with his bare hands, binding it with strength and patience. One of his most famous and heroic deeds in service to the Olympians was the slaying of Echidna, the monstrous maid of Typhon. Echidna was a chthonic creature, meaning she belonged to the underworld or the deep earth. She had the upper body of a beautiful woman, but the lower body of a serpent, sometimes described as having serpent legs or dragon-like coils. She was known as the mother of monsters, giving birth to many of the deadliest beasts in Greek mythology, including Cerberus, the Chimera, and the Hydra. But even monsters must sleep. Argus, ever watchful and tireless, tracked her down to her cave, deep in the shadowy wilderness, and slayed her while she slept. It was a quiet kill with no battle songs or godly thunder, just duty fulfilled. This act was considered a great service to the gods, especially Hera, who trusted Argus to handle dangerous tasks that required not just strength but vigilance. He was a hunter of the unnatural, a tamer of wild things. But his true task was still to come. High on Olympus, Queen Hera sat upon her throne, jealous, shrewd, and sharp as winter. Her husband, Zeus, had once again fallen into temptation. This time, the victim was Io, a priestess of Hera herself, radiant as dawn and daughter of Inachus, who had brought Hera's worship to the land of Argos. Zeus watched Io with hungry eyes. She resisted him at first, until the oracles warned her father, and Inachus, trembling before the will of the gods, cast her out. Alone and vulnerable, Io was left to the mercy of Olympus. To hide her from Hera's fury, Zeus transformed Io into a white cow, silent, wide-eyed, stripped of voice and form. But Hera was no fool. With poisoned sweetness, she asked Zeus for the heifer as a gift. And Zeus, caught in his lie, had no reason to refuse. He surrendered Io, his secret now grazing at Hera's feet. Pity stirred in Gaia, the earth herself, and from her grief she created the violet flower, Ion, to feed the sorrowful heifer. It bloomed in many shades, red for the maiden's blush, purple for the cow's sorrow, white for the stars she'd wander beneath. But Hera's vengeance was not yet complete. She needed a jailer. Not just any guard, but one who never slept, who never blinked, who could see even through shadows and deceit. She chose Argus Panoptes, the all-seeing one, the one with 100 eyes. She ordered him, tether this cow safely to an olive tree at Nemea. Argus led Io across Greece, binding her to sacred groves, tying her beneath trees as ancient as the Titans. He needed no rest, for when some eyes closed, others remained open. Half asleep, half awake, always watching. Zeus could not reach her. Not yet. Io cried. Her hooves trembled. Her body a prison of white flesh, her voice stolen. But Argus did not flinch. His task was sacred. He had been chosen by a goddess and he would not fail. Yet not far away, Zeus seethed. And like all gods of storm and sky, he called for trickery. Zeus summoned Hermes, the messenger of the gods, and whispered, "Go. Free the heifer. Silence the eyes." Hermes obeyed. With winged sandals and a lyre in hand, he approached Argus in disguise, a shepherd with silver words and lullaby songs. He played, he sang. He told tales woven from air. And slowly, one by one, Argus's eyes began to close, until at last he fell into a deep, dreamless sleep. Then quietly Hermes drew his blade and struck. Argus Panoptes, the watcher of the world, fell, and Io was free. Hera mourned, but her grief was cold and regal. She took the 100 eyes of Argus and set them in the tail of the peacock, her sacred bird, a gift to remember him by, a warning to all. Even in death, Argus would watch, not as a man, not as a giant, but as a symbol. His gaze would scatter across every feather, every shimmer, every proud strut beneath Olympus. The first guardian had become a constellation of vigilance. And so ends the tale of Argus Panoptes, the all-seeing one, not a villain, not a brute, but a quiet force in a world of noise. He reminds us that watching is an act of power, and that even the eyes of the gods can fall asleep, if sung to sweetly enough. If you want to know what happened to Io after she was freed, like, comment, and subscribe, because her journey is just beginning. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your minds sharper, and your myths ever burning. This is Every Myth TV, where legends never blink.